I have talked about this before. There is an organization called LifeWise Academy, and their whole thing is they offer Bible classes to kids to take during the school day. Like public school students can take Bible classes during the school day. Um, and this is all part of something called released time. It's legal, it's nationwide. Basically, what it says is that if parents opt in, they're allowed to take their kids out of school for a certain amount of time every week in order to send them to religious education classes. So, like maybe their local church has Bible classes, and the parents say, my kid has to go for an hour every week. And the parents will pick them up and take them to church and then bring them back. And like it's a legal thing that they're allowed to do. And the school has to let that happen. And Christians over the past several years have really weaponized this. And the way they've weaponized this is they said, you know what? Don't leave it to your church to try to take care of this. Why don't you let us do all the work? We'll create the curriculum. We will pay for the buses. We will take care of the teachers to teach your kids. All you got to do is like take your kids out of school or give them permission to leave school. We'll pick them up. We'll take them to our church. We'll bring them back to school. And LifeWise Academy has been like the biggest player in this game. Okay. And there are some rules about it. I've covered it in other videos in the past, so I won't go over everything. But the school, the public schools, technically have nothing to do with this. That's why they're not paying the buses. They're not teaching any of this stuff. The kids are expected to make up whatever they miss in school. So, like, the school's not doing anything wrong. That's why it's legal, right? But this is a problem because it's kind of a religious indoctrination camp. This is all Christian nationalism fever dreams right here. But the reason I bring all this up, because again, I've talked about all the problems with all of this in the past, the coercion that goes into it and all that. And I just want to show you, if you haven't seen this before, this is the website for LifeWise Academy. Look at their front page of the website. Every week, tens of thousands of public school students legally attend LifeWise Bible classes during school hours. Like, that's their selling point. We take your kids out of those liberal public schools and we send them to conservative Christian indoctrination camp. There was actually an article published this week in a local news station. What is that? WOSU Public Media. That LifeWise Academy will be in 525 schools in 23 states next school year, right? So this whole thing is getting very, very popular. Okay. The reason I bring all this up is because recently there is a group that started their own website to try to counter some of this. And they're called Parents Against LifeWise. The website is parentsagainst.lifewise.online. But basically, this website says, here's what LifeWise Academy is doing. Here's the sort of thing they're teaching. Here's why it's problematic when you pull your kids out of the school, public school, like once a week for a long time. They basically go over a lot of the stuff I just mentioned to you. And that's wonderful. Like, they're trying to make parents more aware of what the problems with LifeWise are. And that's a good thing. Like, awareness campaigns like this, more power to them. They also have a private Facebook group that does all this as well. And that's great. It was started by two people, Zachary Parrish and Molly Gaines, and they highlight all the problems. They also pointed out, by the way, I did not know this before, they pointed out that LifeWise Academy says it does background checks of its volunteers, teachers. Those background checks are surprisingly superficial. Like, they miss a lot of stuff, which is very disturbing. The website points out that a lot of the teachers of their classes don't have any real teaching credentials. And they point out that the goal of this program is not to educate kids about Christianity, but to convert them. Like, LifeWise makes it very clear their goal is to convert kids to Christianity. So all of that so far is fine. This week, though, this website and the guy behind it got in trouble. LifeWise Academy is now suing Zachary Parrish, one of the guys in charge of this website. And according to their website, and according to their lawsuit that they filed, what they basically say is that Zachary Parrish pretended to be a volunteer to teach their classes, got access to their system, like the back end of their system, was able to download their entire curriculum, which means like textbooks, PDFs of all the lessons, all the videos that they teach kids with. And then he published them on his anti-LifeWise Academy website. And they're saying that's totally illegal and he can't do that. And I want to show you one part of this lawsuit in particular, because I don't think I have laughed this hard in a really long time. Check this out. We're gonna zoom in because I don't want to give this away immediately. But look at starting at number 7. Mr. Parrish published internal LifeWise documents and the entire copyrighted LifeWise curriculum on his website. LifeWise tried multiple times to reason with Mr. Parrish to remove the LifeWise curriculum from his website, but Mr. Parrish refused. In response to LifeWise's cease and desist letter, Mr. Parrish responded with the meme stating, "It's called fair use, bitch." No comma. Just, "It's called fair use, bitch." Number 10. No, it's not. And LifeWise is entitled to relief. Oh my God, I love that whole page. Look at that. Look at it. It is glorious. So look, here's the thing. If this dude got into their system, got all their content, published it online, posted it for everyone to see, he's totally in the wrong. Legally speaking, he absolutely cannot do that. Okay. I will offer the standard "I am not a lawyer" disclaimer here, but LifeWise is totally going to win this lawsuit. Okay. Because posting their curriculum online is not, in fact, fair use, bitch. Fair use would be like, here's a screenshot of something they use in their class, and it's really disturbing, and here's why. Like, if I was reading a book written by some crazy, if Ken Ham, if that creationist Ken Ham published a book, and I said, this book sucks, and I'm going to write a review of it, and I'm going to tell all of you why it's really bad, I could absolutely say, look at this little paragraph he has in his book, and then I'm going to tell you why it's wrong. I could totally do that. That is fair use. I could take a little screenshot from his book and say, this is why it's wrong. That's fair use. What I cannot do is say, here's the PDF of his entire copyrighted book. You can download it. You can't do that. For the same reason, you won't find like legal PDFs of like the Harry Potter series online. For the same reason, you won't find like a 3-hour movie, like whatever new Despicable Me movie. You won't find it on YouTube unless someone bootlegged it and uploaded it. But that's wrong because it's illegal, because that's their stuff. That's their creation. They invested the money. It's their property. You can't steal it like that. That's copyright infringement. So like LifeWise is totally within its rights to say you can't take our material and make it public like that. LifeWise also says in the lawsuit that they have legal obligations here because they say we based our entire thing on a project run by the Southern Baptist Convention called the Gospel Project. Like they use liberally from this thing called the Gospel Project, and they pay the Southern Baptists a licensing fee based on how many students take their classes. And their agreement says we don't distribute this stuff to the public. Like, it's not like their supporters get it for free either, because LifeWise chapters have to pay a fee to the organization to access content. So for all these reasons, LifeWise is saying this dude cannot just post our stuff online. So look, Robert Parrish, he screwed up. He can't do this. Instead of posting select examples of malfeasance or misinformation or religious hypocrisy, he uploaded everything online so everyone could download it, while other parts of his website highlighted the problems. And the only reason any of this stuff came down is because his website is published on the website WordPress. And so LifeWise went to WordPress and said, hey, you're hosting this content. Take it down. We're suing you. And WordPress took it down. And there is an argument to be made by Parrish where he says, I'm just trying to show people what they're teaching. That's his argument. I'm just trying to expose them. I'm trying to show the world what it is they're teaching. I mean, why are they mad about it? They're trying to spread the gospel. I'm helping them out, right? And LifeWise says, for anyone who wants to know what we teach, we offer a comprehensive 27-page summary of our curriculum. All you got to do is give us like your zip code and you will get that information. So they're saying we already provide enough transparency. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. This is not fair use. Parrish is going to lose this case. Now, two things about that. One is he started a GoFundMe, or actually his partner on the website started a GoFundMe. Stand with Parents Against LifeWise. They've actually raised $8,000 of their $10,000 goal. And what are they trying to do? All money raised will go toward legal counsel and fees to further our cause. I happen to think that's money going down the toilet because he's going to lose this case. It's not particularly controversial at all. So whatever, you can donate if you want. Second thing is, I did ask Parrish personally, like, you really think you did nothing wrong here? Like, what are you going to do when the court strikes this down? And I will show you what he said to me. Or I'll read what he said to me. He said, if I'm wrong, and if the courts decide I violated the law, I will accept that. My general position, however, is that parents and educators have a right to know what curriculum is being taught to their children. And I get where he's coming from, but also can't upload someone's material online like that. One other thing in the lawsuit, it says that he used unauthorized means to access all this stuff as if he hacked into the system and downloaded everything. LifeWise says in the lawsuit that Parrish used unauthorized means to obtain the password-protected LifeWise curriculum only accessible by paid employees of LifeWise who have been issued login credentials, which suggests that he hacked into their system. I asked him about that. I'm like, did you hack into their system? And he said, no, I used my regular old Gmail account. And then there are videos that LifeWise gives to their volunteers that say, like, this is how you teach the classes. And I watched one of those videos. Me personally, I watched one of those videos. And the lady in the video literally said the password in the video. And that's how this guy got access to all their content. So he didn't hack into anything. He literally just used the information that they made available to him. Now, they may have restricted access since that time, but it's not like he had to be some computer genius to their system. I asked him about the copyright issue. He said that fair use is still his defense. He has no intention of backing down without a court order. I happen to think that court order is coming very soon. Now, he's going to lose. That doesn't mean he has to stop criticizing or publicizing what LifeWise does, because they give you plenty of fodder. And I mean, the biggest thing LifeWise has going for it is that a lot of parents don't know how awful it is. Like, taking a kid out of school once a week has a lot of ripple effects that are really bad. And I want people to write articles and share word about what they're doing and why it's problematic and why decent parents should avoid it at all costs. I'm just saying, you don't need to republish their entire chapter textbooks. You don't need to republish it all publicly in order to get people that information. Because look, no one's going to read it. No one reads anything. You can just tell them what's in it and why it's a problem, and you'll be fine. So it's fair use, bitch. Not going to work. Sorry. I'll stop there. What questions do we have here? Is this program only good for Christians? Can the Church of Satan do this as well? Funny you mention that, because no, it's not limited to Christian. The released time thing kind of says if any group wants to say, like, we have a curriculum, we are going to teach kids about Satanism, great. But think about this. They need kids willing to come to their classes. They need parents willing to sign off on it. The satanic group would need to provide transportation from the school for those kids. They would need to have a place to teach them all this stuff. They would need to have a curriculum in place. Now, the Satanic Temple, I believe, has said they are working on putting this stuff together, but just because they put it together doesn't mean anyone's signing up to take it yet. But yes, in theory, anyone can do it, but Christians have weaponized it. Yeah, it's not fair use, but it's fucking funny. Yeah, it is. At least he used the correct it's. There you go.